Good morning.
好早起，
The month of February is celebrated around the world as a month of love.
全世界拢咧庆祝2月是疼的月份。
That is why nowadays there are many popular cheesy pickup lines going viral.
所以现主时呢，真侪句话关于疼，伫遮咧传出去真紧。
So why don't we have fun and just try to hear some of them? Let's try to hear some of them.
咱来听几句话，
So if I say the pickup line, you say bakit.
为什么？
This is the first one. Password ka ba? Hindi kasi kita malimutan eh. Yes. And this is the next one. Papupulis kita.
我要投票，
Ninakaw mo kasi puso ko eh.
因为你偷摕我的心。
Oh, this one is another one. This is good. Dictionary ka ba?
你是字典吧？
Kasi you add meaning to my life.
因为你互我的生命加注意义。
This one. Crayola ka ba?
你是绿彩吧？
Kasi nagbibigay ka ng kulay sa buhay ko.
因为你互我的生命真有彩色。
Alright, this time louder. This time you will like this. EDSA ka ba?
你是会啥吧？
Hindi kasi ako makapag-move on.
因为我无法能够进一步啊。
How about this? I like this. Pustiso ka ba?
你是加喙齿吧？
Kasi I can't smile without you.
因为我无法能笑，我若无你。
Love.
听。
They say love gives the world meaning.
听，互这个世界有意义。
But of course, it's mixed up with our incomplete and distorted descriptions and definitions of love.
但是若讲到听，这个世界就该乱去。
But one thing is for sure.
有一项真确定的，
There is something about being loved that makes human beings happy.
有一项因为有听，所以互咱感觉真有意义。
That makes our lives healthy and fulfilled and flourishing.
因为有听，所以互咱喜乐，互咱有健康。
Even the Bible portrays a God who longs to love.
就是圣经标出神是一位听的神，
A God whose very essence is love.
神的本身就是听。
And so we human beings were created to love God,
所以咱人类被创造就是要听神，
to love ourselves,
要听咱家己，
and to love others.
就是要听彼此相听别人。
To be connected to our Maker and to be connected to the world.
特别连接神，连接别人。
In a sense, deep within our humanity is this longing to love and be loved.
所以咱深处就是有一个渴望要听人，要互人听咱。
Parang may kulang daw sa buhay natin pagka wala tayong minamahal.
真艰苦，咱若无伫遮咧听别人，
At walang nagmamahal sa atin.
是别人若无咧听咱，
Hence, human beings who grew up filled with love,
所以人伫遮若咧大汉的时阵有得着听，
they tend to survive and thrive in this world.
伊咧面对一家压力，伊会法通较生存。
But human beings who grew up feeling unloved
但是怀若咧大汉无受着听，
tend to become dysfunctional and damaged.
因会变较无好势，甲受伤。
Even scientists and researchers agree with this truth.
就是科学家也是同意这个真理。
Research shows that people who grew up feeling loved
伫研究证明，
as a child or as an adult surrounded by healthy relationships,
伫一个囡仔到我甲伊大汉的时阵，
these people have the higher capacity to cope with stress
跩若得着听，伊对压力因伫遐较有法通面对，
because they feel secure in relationships.
因为伊感觉真有安全感，若咧交别人的关系，
They feel safe with the love and connections from people.
伊感觉有平安、有安全交别人。
They have been found to be effective in significantly reducing stress in their lives.
所以伫伊所有面对的忧郁，拢伫遐会较减轻较少。
And the reduction of the symptoms of depression and anxiety in their lives.
所以忧郁惊吓伫遐，烦恼拢会较减少，
Powerful, huh? What love can do.
真有推动力度。
On the other hand,
但是另外一面，
persons who are unloved,
怀人无受到疼的，
people who grew up disconnected or neglected,
怀人无得到疼的，无甲人有关系，
or people who live in isolation,
啊是伊个人单独咧活，
they exhibit behaviors of insecurity,
因会表出一款无安全感，
low self-esteem,
伊的自尊心真低，
depression,
伊也咧忧郁，
anxiety,
遐咧烦恼，
and this results to toxic relationships
这个就会真毒的关系，
and a variety of mental health issues.
甲真侪问题关于迄种的精神。
It seems that God designed us for love.
因为神设计咱就是有提着要疼，
It's like without love, our lives become meaningless and miserable.
咱若无疼，咱的生命感觉真无意义，甲悲惨。
We were made to connect to God, to ourselves, and to others.
咱被创造就是要交神联合，交家己甲交人联合。
Something in our design is violated when this does not happen.
这款的爱的渴慕会被违背，如果咱若无安尼去疼，
So the more we love others,
咱若愈要去疼别人，
the more we live according to how we were originally designed as human beings.
咱会按照神所创造咱，看要怎啊着生活去疼人。
And when we choose to love instead of hate,
当咱伫遮竞选要疼，毋是竞选恨，
we manage to reflect the image of our Maker.
咱伫遮有法通标出发达神的形象。
This is especially true when we become born again believers.
这个是真的，如果咱若真正有重生，
Because now we can truly love because the Spirit of God lives in us to empower us to love.
咱会晓真疼别人，因为圣灵伫遮，互咱有迄个能力去疼别人。
While the rest of humanity also is designed to love and be loved,
所谓人类伫遐神设计就是要疼人，
the people of God have a power from the Spirit to truly, truly, truly love.
因为有圣灵伫咱的内面，所以咱会真正要晓疼。
In a sense, we become who we worship.
所以咱诚做咱所敬拜的人，
Come to think of it, to worship a God full of love
咱伫遮敬拜一位上帝满了疼，
and to live like a person full of hate
然后呢，咱活出来是一个
is
满了恨，
a contradiction.
这个是一个矛盾。
Today we'll be talking about why we ought to love others.
因为应该是咱就会晓要怎啊疼别人。
Why should the God of love shape how we relate with other human beings,
因为神伫遮要怎样伫遮甲咱推动，互咱会晓要疼别人，
especially with fellow believers?
特别是咱做基督徒啊。
The first reason is this.
头一个原因是，
Our love for others
咱会疼对别人，
certifies that we believe in God.
表明讲咱是相信神的。
God is love, the Bible says.
圣经讲神是疼，
Notice, it doesn't say, the passage doesn't say God loves.
毋是讲圣经，毋是讲神疼。
Because love is not just one of the many activities God does.
这个疼哦，毋是指那神伫真侪用个活动的其中一个，
But instead, it describes a God whose essence is love itself.
圣经表明出伊的身份就是疼。
One of the most important truths that we should learn,
最第重要，咱伫遮就知影圣经的真理，
that should shape how we live our lives,
伫遮咧甲咱磨遮咱的生命。
is that God never stops loving you.
神永远伫遮无停止咧疼咱，
That's who He is.
这个就是神啊！
It's just His character and nature to love.
这个就是伊的品格伫遮爱疼人啊！
When David committed adultery, God does not stop loving him.
当大卫伫遮拍死人，伊伫遮犯奸淫的时，神无停止疼伊。
When Peter denied Jesus, God never stops loving him.
当彼得伫遮晓认主的时阵，主也无伫遮停止听伊。
There's no amount of sin. There's no amount of mistake.
无管偌多的罪，
There's no amount of failure.
无管偌多的失败，
There's nothing you can do
你无法通创，
to make God stop loving you.
叫神伫遮不无听你。
That's just who he is.
这个就是神本身啊，
He is love.
伊就是听。
Max Lucado once wrote,
马克思加都写，
if God has a refrigerator, your picture will be there.
如果伊是一个圣徒，咱的相已经搭伫顶面。
If God has a wallet, your photo will be in there.
如果伊若是一个缺啊，咱的相会说伫伊的内面。
In a sense, he's saying, God is crazy about you.
好亲像神是已经咧发光咯，对咱。
No matter how frail and imperfect and limited and broken you are.
无管咱是甚物款的情形，何点的失败，何点的有限。
The passage says, whoever does not love does not know God.
圣经讲，人若无听，就是无明白神。
This passage is very challenging
这个圣经则是何点的挑战？
because who among us can fully know God?
因为咱伫遮在座，有谁啊有法通真正知上帝呢？
John says, if you don't love, you don't know God.
约翰真清楚讲，你若袂晓听，你若袂晓听，你就是毋捌上帝。
Because God is love.
因为神就是听，咱
So in a sense, our view of God shapes how we relate.
对神的看法，伫遮来讲做咱的
Our,
生活。
our idea about God drives how we live our lives.
咱对神的思想会伫遮推动咱怎样的生活。
So let me ask you,
所以我要问你，
what is your picture of God?
你怎样想上帝呢？
What is God like in your heart and in your mind?
上帝是什么款啊？伫你的心，伫你的思想，
Is he a mean judge?
伊是一个真严肃的法官吧？
Is he a demanding ruler?
伊是一个真大、真贵要求的
Is
统治者吧？
is he a strict boss?
伊是一个严肃的头家吧？
Is he a weak old man in the sky?
还是伊是一个真老人啊？伫宇宙啊？
Is he a loving father?
还是伊是一个真有慈爱的天老爸啊？
Our view of God and our idea of God drives the way we relate and the way we live our lives.
因为咱的思想伫遮推动咱怎样活落去，
It influences how we see people in the world.
伊影响咱怎样看别人。
Our culture today uses the word love in many, many different ways.
今仔日咱的文化用这啲听伫真多的所在，
Sometimes we use love casually, like I love pizza,
咱亲像讲我爱食披萨，
I love mountains,
我真爱山，
or I love my children.
我真爱怀囡啊。
We often connect love with cheesy, emotional, romantic feelings.
咱逐摆以为听是咱心内的感觉，
But we need to remember that biblical love
但是咱就会记伫圣经的听
is defined as a commitment.
是讲做是一个委身，
It is also described as a sacrifice.
一个也是讲到牺牲。
In fact, love was demonstrated fully at the cross.
咱会看到当耶稣伫十字架，
That Jesus, in his commitment and in his love, sacrificed on our behalf.
伫十字架，咱看到耶稣的听是委身，伫遐咧献出伊的生命。
But more than that, commitment is not just a duty, but it's a delightful duty.
咱的委身无应当是一个 duty，
It's a commitment with feelings.
这个是应该有感觉的，
It's a commitment that cares.
是一个委身满了有关怀的。
That's why Jesus' self-sacrifice,
所以耶稣的牺牲，
he did it out of love. That means he delighted in doing it for us.
所以为咱牺牲是为着听。
He went to the cross out of love.
伊去十字架是为着听。
He says, my joy will be full when you love one another.
伊讲我会听伫遮会完全，如果恁会晓彼此相听。
Can you imagine if this kind of committed, self-sacrificing love that we experience from God,
你有法通想象无？咱伫遮咧经历神怎啊会听咱，
we do to others and to one another?
咱伫遮咧彼此相听，
It's going to be awesome.
哇，这个是何等的奇妙！
The second reason why we need to love one another is this.
第二个原因，为什么咱着彼此相听？
Our love for others confirms that we belong to a God of love.
咱听别人伫遮确认讲，咱是属神的。
What is the church to you? What is the church in your mind?
啊，教会伫你的思想是什么？
I ask you that question because it speaks about how we relate to one another as believers.
我问你，因为我爱知影你感觉你交别人是什么关系啊？
So in one word, how would you describe the church?
所以伫一句话，你要怎样形容教会啊？
Boring,
也无聊吧，
irrelevant,
也无动用吧，
out of date,
已经退时了吧，
hypocritical?
也虚伪吧。
What's the word in your mind when we think about church?
你若讲到教会，迄字是什么啊？
Or would you say that the church is a place of joy,
啊，是你要讲教会是一个真欢喜，
a place of hope,
无有盼望，
a place of love,
无有贴心，
compassion,
真有贴心，
and caring?
真有关怀。
You see, our love for one another as a church is a witness to the world.
因为咱听彼此相听，就是一个见证伫这个世界。
If we can take that love that God has for us
咱若有法通接受迄个疼神互咱的，
and we take it to the world
咱伫遮带出去伫世界，
and demonstrate it to one another,
咱伫遮表达出伫世界咧，
it becomes the greatest form of witness.
这个就是最第一关的见证。
You see, we live in a fallen, broken world,
因为咱活着是一个堕落的世界，
a world full of hate,
这个世界满了粉，
a world full of violence,
真多的违背，
a world that is loveless.
也无疼，
And so the church becomes a lighthouse, as it were,
所以教会应该是一个光的，
a beacon of hope,
伫遐就有满了有盼望的，
a message of love.
伫遮是信息是疼。
We become a witness to the world when we love one another.
咱伫遮变做一个疼的见证，如果咱会晓彼此相疼，
A world where they don't even know who their neighbor is.
有时阵一个世界拢总毋知影伊边头的厝边是啥啊？
A world who does not care about others.
一个世界无管看别人的关怀。
You see, the world, people are around us, our employees, employers, our friends and neighbors, they will not read the Bible.
因为在咱边头的人，因袂读圣经，
Instead, they will read our lives.
但是因会看出咱的生命。
Better yet, they will read how we relate to one another.
因袂晓读圣经，但是因会晓读咱。
They will not read our tracts and our evangelism booklets,
伊袂读咱的跩属灵册，
but they will read how we love one another.
但是伊会看出咱伫遮会晓听出别人话。
That's why Jesus said,
所以耶稣讲，
the world will know that you are my disciples
世界就要看出你是我的门徒。
when you love one another.
如果你会晓彼此相听，
Notice, he didn't say they will know that you are mine when you have correct theology or when you have right beliefs.
因袂讲，因知影咱是基督徒，因为咱伫遮去读神学。
Well, correct theology and right beliefs are important.
是啊，去读神学，知影什么真正的真理是重要啊。
Jesus says they will know, they will sense, they will feel you belong to a greater God when you love.
但是耶稣讲，因会晓得，因知影，如果咱若彼此相听，咱是属伊的。
That's why it breaks my heart
所以这个互我真担心。
when I hear some friends of mine
当我就听到有朋友
who have correct theology,
有对的向的神学，
who have excellent doctrine,
有知影真侪真理，
who have right beliefs,
有信的是对的，
eloquent preaching,
也有传福音，
but full of hate.
但是满了恨，
Very sad.
真可惜。
Without love for one another, we're nothing.
如果咱若不要彼此相疼，咱就是无；
In fact, without love, we're nothing.
若无咱若无疼，咱就是。
So our love for God, the Bible says, is demonstrated by our love for one another.
所以聖經講，咱若咧疼神，就是咧疼別人，
There's no way around this.
無法通講別個路。
You cannot say you love God and hate others.
你袂曉講我疼神，卻佇遮恨別人。
Dwight L. Moody once wrote,
無你一擺講，
"Show me a church where there is love.
你互我看一個教會滿了疼，
I will show you a church that is a power witness to a community."
我要互你看，佇社區這個教會是做一個見證的，
This is great.
這個實在何等的大。
When our neighbors,
咱的厝邊，
when our friends and family who do
咱的
not know
朋友，
Jesus,
咱的家庭，
they see how we love one another.
因有法通看到咱佇遮咧彼此相疼無？
They see how we care for one another.
因有法通看到咱彼此佇遮咧關懷無？
They see how we carry one another's burdens.
又看到咱佇遮咧相甲擔別人的
They,
問題無？
they see how we forgive one another.
又看到咱佇遮怎啊佇遮咧幫助人無？
They sense, there's God in that church.
啊，如果若有會講，遮是信徒。
The third reason why we need to love, to take this command seriously is this.
第三個原因，咱今日咱就彼此相疼。
Our love for others communicates that we behave like our dad.
咱彼此相疼，講出咱做人的時陣，親像耶穌。
Can you imagine if the church today demonstrates that kind of sacrificial, unconditional love?
你有法通想象無？咱佇遮教會兄弟姊妹，若會曉表出一個犧牲的疼，
Then God is made known to a world filled with pain and filled with hate.
連教會佇遮會法通表出什麼是疼？
This is the highest criteria,
這個是最低貴的標準，
the highest standard, if you may.
最低貴的標準。
How do you know if you're following Jesus closely?
你要怎會知影你已經跟底耶穌偌近咯？
Look at how you relate with others.
你若使看你怎啊疼你的厝、你的邊頭的人，
You look at how you love others.
你看你怎啊疼別人。
It gets more beautiful. You want to know how a church is following Jesus closely?
你愛知影教會有咧跟底耶穌偌近，
You look at how they love one another.
你若使看兄弟姊妹，因怎啊疼，因彼此相疼。
Yes, we may look at the statement of faith.
是啊，咱看知，
We may examine their teachings and doctrines.
是啊，咱佇遮去研究伊的
We,
文學。
we can go through their songs and their preachings and their programs and see if it's error-filled or not.
呀，咱佇遮一直看因的詩歌，因所教的是有毋對無？
But the only way we know that people are closely walking with God
但是咱要看到我耶穌若真正跟底伊，
is this God of love filling every relationship they have.
是神的疼佇遮咧充滿咱每一位。
You see, Christianity is not primarily a person deciding to stop certain sinful practices
伫基督徒，毋是只若一個人單位佇遐，
Or-
你知影看要第時停啊，無要停。
or start following moral rules,
你講着開始佇遮來跟底一家最好的真理。
but rather Christianity is God imparting new life in us.
基督徒就是神的生命，咧充滿咱。
Christianity is about God giving us His essence, His nature, and His character in us.
神就是咧將基督 基督教就是神本身咧將伊嘅生命
So
咧互咱。
Christianity is about behaving like our God.
基督教就是人伫世間親像耶穌，
It's about living out the Christ in us.
咧活出呢個基督伫咱嘅內面。
It's about loving like God,
就是講人活咧，咱親像耶穌嘅形象，
living like Jesus.
活出咱親像耶穌嘅形象。
So as born again people of God,
一個重生嘅基督徒，
people who have experienced the love of God,
應該咱是經歷着主嘅疼，
we should display His love.
咱就表現出伊嘅疼，
Because we become who we worship.
因為咱正做迄個人咧敬拜，
To worship a God full of love
因為咱咧敬拜一位神滿了疼，
and be a person full of hate
但卻是滿了恨，
is a contradiction.
實在是一個矛盾。
Let me ask you a question.
我問你一個問題：
Have you ever wondered why a lot of people hate Christians?
你捌想無？敢若咱很多人也恨基督徒啊？
Yes, of course, we ought to be hated for the right reasons.
是會應該是咱人若恨咱是為着愛真理。
Many times the world will hate us because we stand for truth.
真濟擺，因直接恨咱，因為咱徛佇正嘅真理，
Or people hate us because we do what is right.
因為咱所創嘅是對嘅。
Or sometimes we just follow Jesus, people hate us.
所以有時咱跟底主，壞人就是恨咱。
But sadly,
但是真可惜，
sometimes Christians are hated for the wrong reasons.
壞人恨咱是為着咱無行好嘅真理。
Some Christians are known to be quick to judge but slow to listen.
真濟擺，人恨咱，因為基督徒佇遐真緊咧判斷，無慢慢咧聽。
We are hated for our arrogance
人恨咱，因為咱真驕傲，
and our lack of sensitivity.
咱佇遮無夠，佇遮有關懷，
Very, very sad,
真可惜。
especially in social media.
特別就是媒上。
Sometimes I feel so embarrassed hearing fellow believers acting like fools in the internet.
是我真歹勢，因為我知影有基督徒因所顯出嘅是咱偽講。
Christians online, very, very sad, are known for being judgmental.
真濟人基督徒是知影因是也有判斷嘅。
We're known for being hateful and hurtful.
基督徒真濟基督徒是也有恨人，也有酸人。
We don't have to agree with what others believe, but we have to be respectful naman.
咱唔免管別人佇遐咧信什麼，但是咱就會曉尊敬人。
Because when people sense that you may not embrace their beliefs,
咱佇遮袂接受因別人所信嘅，
but you relate with them as people worthy of respect and dignity,
但是咱若咧對待人，應該就有尊嚴，
then they will sense that you belong to a different God.
互因看出講咱所信嘅是另外一款。
We are not sinners in the hands of an angry God.
咱唔是佇遮就係佇咧生氣人，
We are sinners in the hands of a generous, kind, loving God.
咱嘅神是一個真寬闊嘅神，佇遮咧聽人。
See how that shapes our conversations with non-believers?
所以，這個互咱推動，看咱怎樣交別人咧講話。
See how that truth shapes how we converse and relate with one another?
所以，這個咱知影神聽人，會推動咱怎樣交別人。
Love and humility should characterize every Christian.
聽甲謙卑是咱應該有嘅。
But yet many Christians are arrogant,
但是真濟基督徒真驕傲，
and so no desire for respectful dialogue with others.
所以佇咧講話真無客氣。
And we don't treat people like they are normal human beings.
咱無將別人當作平常人。
One thing that bothers me is how we do evangelism, for example.
一項咧調查我嘅就是咱要怎樣傳福音啊？
We talk to people in order to finish a sales presentation.
咱咧叫人传福音，咱亲像咧卖人一项物件，
But we don't listen to them.
但是咱无咧听因讲话，
We don't care about them.
咱也无咧关心因。
We just wanted to finish a booklet.
咱好亲像爱较紧创好一条，
We just wanted to close a sales deal
好亲像咱爱将咧卖一项物件较紧好一条，
or fill up a quota. Quota. Sales quota.
这个可能像咱咧卖一项物件，
We come to tell them what we want to tell them
咱伫遮欠讲讲看咱应该讲讲的，
without listening to them,
咱伫遮无咧听因，
without caring for them.
无咧关心因。
Many, many years ago,
真侪年前，
I have a very, very close friend.
我有一个真好的朋友，
We became friends because we both love theology.
阮两个真相好，因为阮两个偏偏爱读神学。
One day, he came to me with a list.
一日伊来找我，
Pastors to hate, books to hate, songs to hate, churches to boycott.
讲到什么册伊无爱，像啊 pastor 无爱。
So he says, Mike, don't listen to these pastors. They're wrong.
你看哦，跩牧师跩是毋对的，
Don't read these books.
你茫佫读坏册了啦，
They're false.
跩是毋对的。
Don't go to these churches.
你茫佫去即个教会，
They're evil.
跩是真歹的。
Don't sing these worship songs.
啊，你茫唱跩歌，
They're not biblical.
跩袂直直。
It's a very long list.
所以哦，你写的真多，
I came away from that conversation
所以伫阮咧教伊谈的时，
very, very sad.
所以真可惜，
I was broken-hearted.
我的心好定要碎去咯。
I said, how can you worship a God full of love?
你怎会看到神是满条听呢？
A God who is kind and generous and does not discriminate.
你怎会看到神是何等的美善啊？伫遮无咧，
And yet be full of hate.
咱满条恨。
So I realized, I said, sometimes we have the tendency to impose our image into God's image.
有时阵，咱将咱家己的想法，伫遮认为神的想法。
So the hateful us creates God according to how we hate.
因为咱所想的，会引起咱怎啊想神。
But in fact, the God of love should shape the way we live.
但却是着神满条听伫遮咧推动咱，咧甲咱行做咱。
Can you imagine if the church can love as God loves?
咱有法通想象无？神怎啊听咱，教会也是怎啊听人。
Can be as kind and as generous and as compassionate like Jesus lived?
是应该是何点满条听，满条关怀。
What a powerful witness we can be.
哦，那安尼咱何点有推动的咧做一个基督徒？
Instead of hating one another for splitting hairs on theology.
毋是伫遮咧恨恶别人。
Instead of splitting churches and building walls separating those who are pure and those who are allegedly compromising.
毋是伫遮咧分离教会，上啊是好的，上啊是歹的。
We become one and we love one another.
咱若听，咱是会合一的。
Only then can the body of Christ
那安尼神的身体，
and the church of Jesus Christ
耶稣基督的教会，
can be a strong, strong witness to the world
会发通真重的伫遮来做见证。
when we love one another.
当咱会晓彼此相听，
Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for showing us who you really are. You're a God of love, patient, kind, never envious. You keep no record of wrongs. You do not delight in evil, but rejoice in truth. You never give up. You persevere. You never abandon us. This love we cannot truly fathom. This love we cannot truly understand. This unconditional, sacrificing, committed love, Lord, that you give to the world, we cannot understand, but we can experience it. It's a gift. And this experience of an unconditional, sacrificing, committed, no strings attached love of God, help us to show our brothers and our sisters, to other churches who may not agree with us, but they are one with us. They belong to you. To other people who may not have known you, help us, Lord. Help us, Lord, to live like you lived, to love like you loved, to be kind like you did, to be generous and welcoming and embracing like you are. You are truth, you are holy, you are just. But the greatest of them all is love. God, have mercy on your church. Forgive our arrogance and our feeling of superiority. Melt our selfish hearts. Teach us to love like you. This is our message to the world, filled with hate, filled with violence and lovelessness. Help us to become a people of love, not of hate. We know, Lord, this is a miracle for many of us because we're sinful and selfish and proud and uncaring. But because we have you, you can change our hearts and make it like yours. You can change our nature and make it like yours. Oh God, I pray for every marriage represented today, every parent, every child, every business, every school, every workplace, every relationship, every neighbor, every family, every relative. Oh God, make our lives a witness to the world. Make our church a witness to the world. And make the body of Christ in the Philippines a witness to the nations. Teach us to love by your grace, for your glory. Amen. Amen.